The land-only format is a format in which you create a deck using only lands. This excludes the Zendikar Rising flip lands, the Ixalan flip lands, and Dryad Arbor. Having those lands would just defeat the whole purpose of using lands, considering that one is literally spells, another one is not even lands to begin with, and another one is just straight up a free creature. Currently, my playgroup has tested this format in a multiplayer cube draft format. However, I can see potential for multiplayer constructed play.
The meta so far in our playtesting has revolved around many different archetypes, but the most oppressive are the decks that run removal, such as Blast Zone, Field of Ruin, Ghost Quarter, Boseiju Who Endures, Demolition Field, Dust Bowl, Wasteland, Tectonic Edge, Encroaching Wastes, and Strip Mine, as well as stalling cards like Maze of Ith, Mystifying Maze, Rishadan Port, Core Haven, Iceflow, Glacial Chasms, Prov Spires of Order, and man lands until somebody gets a win condition. And unless you can use Unstable Frontier to negate the removal and give your creatures trample through cards like Kessig Wolf Run, you're going to get stalled out until your opponent gets their win condition. God, I can't wait to see people use like 15 copies of land removal in constructed play. It'll be so much fun, I swear.
When my playgroup was playing, we found very interesting win conditions such as Urzatron into Dark Depths, where you play an Urza's Fun House into a nearby planet, to then on turn 3 play Dark Depths and instantly activate it through the Funhouse Infinite Mana ability. Assuming your opponent has no removal, you win on turn 4. Another interesting combo was using Dark Depths with Vesuva or Thespian Stage. We also found Deserts to be an interesting archetype, especially with Eepnu Rivulet in draft format being viable mill along with Nephalia Drownyard, and Scavenger Grounds or Bajuka Bog for exiling graveyards, just as long as it isn't countered by land that put artifact lands back into your library like Academy Ruins, Mistvale Plains, and Sequestered Stash. Since there are a lot of man lands, you're basically required to run Field of the Dead in order to get chump blockers or damage. Some of the best man lands were the cheap, fast ones, and the ones that would grow over time. In this format, I found that a lot of mana fixing is pointless, because there are just so many ways to do it in this slow format. So the lands that are good in traditional formats, like shock lands and fetch lands, just do absolutely nothing in this game mode. Teleria West literally exists, and you'll never be mana starved. Shock lands and fetch lands just deal damage to you for no reason, since you can just run tricolor lands without worrying about how slow they'll be. Not to mention lands that do stuff with creature types or non-land cards. They won't work at all in a format where they're useless. There's a non-basic land for pretty much any regular scenario you'd find in MTG as a spell, except everything is at sorcery speed besides abilities. An archetype I would be interested in seeing is how artifacts would work in this format, and how to make a viable artifact land deck with things like Inventor's Fair, Urza's Saga, and Tolarian Academy. Surprisingly, in the land-only format, black and colorless are the ramp colors, with stuff like Phyrexian Tower, Cabal Coffers, Ebon Stronghold, Scorched Ruins, Urza lands with Nearby Planet, Terrain Generator, Ancient Tomb, Crystal Vein, and Lake of the Dead. And Gemstone Caverns is still good because it's just a turn 0 land to help you out for an early win con. Maze's End isn't legendary, so running Maze's End deck could be a thing. I don't know how fast it would be, or how viable it would be with all the removal, but that'd be a neat thing to try out. Without a doubt, one of the most powerful abilities in this format is card draw through abilities and cycling, because it makes the game faster in the later portions when you're begging to top deck some removal, or the card you're missing for victory. Combining cards like Nephalia Academy with cards like Bazaar of Baghdad, Cephalid Coliseum, and Gyre Reach Sanitarium to maximize your card drawing effectiveness, combine it with cards like Rix Mahdi Dungeon Palace to just deny your opponents their lands from their hand. A well-defended player could use a land like Majesty the Water Veil to start taking extra turns if they need to pull off a win. I see a lot of potential in this format as a multiplayer game mode to just dick around with your friends and to use your bulk lands that will never be used in serious decks anyways. I believe that a format like this will only get better the more non-basic lands wotc makes in each set. As our quest though, please, more deserts, please. Oh my god, please can we have more deserts? I'm begging you. I want to see deserts ran. I want to see a cool archetype for deserts tribal. Oh my god, please, 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 wotc, and thank you. I am obsessed. I cannot get enough of you. I beg of you, please. Oh my god, I'm begging you. I'm begging you, please.